So I surrendered to the experience, to the vibrations taking over my body, and to the visuals appearing in front of me. And I had some auditory sounds, but they were not that interesting. And then, without making any effort, which I learned later I could have done sooner, I appeared to be in a room full of kind of like church-like structures.
Hi everyone, welcome to this little interview that we're going to do today with my good old friend Ewelina. Now, Ewelina is one of my old friends. We started our astral projection practices together many years ago. We went on a different retreats and these kind of things to learn how to astral project. And so we started this journey together, and then life took over. We moved to different places, and now recently we got back in touch again and just touch base on how things has been going with the practice and stuff. And I found out that she's been taking a couple of years off and been focusing on other things in life and all that kind of stuff. And she found out that I've been creating a program in the meantime to teach people how to astral project, right? So I then said, hey, look, why don't you try my program for free, just as a friend to friend, try this program, because we started this journey together. And I was really curious to sort of see how she would experience the program, how she would like it, how it would have helped her to progress and to also get back into the practice again after so many years. So I offered her the program, and now she's been through the program. She's done all the different meditations, all the different methods. We had some coaching sessions together, and today we're going to find out how she liked it and what was how was the difference between where she was at before and how she is progressing now with the program. So check this out. We can start with just talking about what made you want to do this program in the first place.
Sure. So Flo and I, just for everyone's benefit, we met years ago and we started going to retreats, and we have been trying to approach the out-of-body experience in many different ways. So we've been on this journey together for many years. And once I found out that Flo has set up his own program years later, well, one definite aspect was curiosity. I wanted to check out what Flo is up to, how he's doing it. But also, I wanted to see how his methods of helping people to get out of body, how they differ from everything else we've looked at before. So that's my main motivation. So when I first gained access to the program, I was mesmerized. I looked into it and I understood that Flo's skills, they were coming so nicely together, and the program was also really thorough, probably because of all the years of different sources of information getting put together. It was really amazing. And to say the least, the first time I tried one of the tracks, just the very first time, I got out of body.
Yeah,
so that's something.
So you talked about the differences. What did you feel was the difference between your previous knowledge or the previous methods that you tried, and then how did you feel the program was different to all of that?
Well, I'd say the main difference compared to many retreats I've done before and many online courses, free courses and paid for courses and different methods explained in books and various videos that we went through over the years, is that the program seems very much customized. So first of all, you offer 3 methods, and everything else I've looked at and the retreats, they usually offer just one method. And as we know, people have different levels of perception. They see things differently. People are just different. So it really helps that the program is catering to different people's needs. Also, whenever we've done retreats, there were usually a couple days. And after those amazing days of meditation and getting into it, if you weren't successful in getting out of body, you were left on your own. And obviously you had friends to talk to, but the tutors were not really available for help. this differs to your program. The program is going on for 12 weeks and you have customized sessions, one-to-one sessions. And that I feel really, really helps people to get on body. I compare you to a personal trainer.
Yeah.
So only you offer the weights and the guidance and the information, which if you really want, you can find somewhere for free. But you also offer the inspiration and your own experience with dealing with so many people. And you just know, you analyze people's experiences in detail and help them to achieve their goal individually. Because we are all individuals, we are all different people. We can't apply a broad brush approach.
Yeah, that's so true. And I see this so much now over the years that people are so different. And so, one thing that works for someone doesn't necessarily work for everyone. And that's why having these one-on-one conversations, face to face, talking about exactly the situation that the person is in, their schedule, their work, their family situation, all of these things, and then how to get the practice in there, and then which method will be the best. And customizing all of that to the person has proven to be the most successful way of approaching this. And when people go to YouTube and watch a video or read a book, or they go to a huge group setting where a teacher just gives a general advice to everyone, it's usually not as efficient because you don't get that personal time with the teacher to really have your own situations solved and figured out. And so you saw that value in the program, having been to many retreats and having had that format of learning. You can sort of contrast how efficient it is to be able to have that personal approach. And now I'm curious about how maybe you can share if you want, you can share your experience maybe, or something that you experienced that was really interesting to you with the other body experiences that you had, or some sensations or something.
Sure. Well, as with your program, I'm being very successful usually. Not 100%, but still it works very, very well compared to other programs. So one of the experiences I'd like to share, which is a very recent one. So I used a direct method. I meditated during the day using not only your meditation tracks or meditations, and I used binaural beats as well to get my brain into the zone. So it was a Saturday, very chilled day, and I decided in the afternoon I'm going to get out of body. And I was successful at first attempt. So at first, after listening to your direct method track, I started feeling vibrations, and at the same time, I started getting visuals, but I did not focus on them intently. So I was watching them as if you are in a cinema watching a movie, but you're really, really tired and maybe not even that interested in the movie. So it's happening in front of me, and I just surrender. So I surrender to the experience, to the vibrations taking over my body, and to the visuals appearing in front of me. And I had some auditory sounds, but they were not that interesting. And then without making any effort, which I learned later I could have done sooner, I appeared to be in a room full of kind of like church-like structures. And I learned I was an apprentice. And there were masters that were coming to me, but my rank in that room was very low. And my role was to sell some kind of herbal concoctions that looked something like rose petals. So given those samples, and I was about to see a client to whom I had to present those petals. And I remember feeling really shy about it, like in a way honored that I'm chosen to be selling those things. And it seemed like everyone knew everything and I didn't know enough. So I was definitely an apprentice trying to impress my bosses in a way. But yeah, unfortunately, before the client came, the experience finished. But the experience was vibrant, gave me certain feelings, made me think about things, made me think afterwards, because I remembered it in such great detail. I thought about it throughout the day and asking myself, why am I an apprentice? What am I meant to give or teach or do? Who were those teachers? Because I can describe them. They were very calm and tall men. They were friendly, but not too friendly. So I knew my rank is very low. I still have a lot to learn. So my lesson from this is humility. But it is
Yeah.
so out of body is a great inspiration for your life as a whole. And even if you don't have a particular purpose, which I didn't, it provides inspiration, it provides hope, it provides learning, which I personally think it's in the real life, normal waking life, it's not enough. So I love it and I can't wait to practice more.
Nice. That's very interesting. And what kind of difficulties did you experience with the practice? Now that you've because that you took some years off from the practice, and physical life took over, work took over, and then now you restarted the practice using my program and getting out of body. What kind of difficulties did you encounter, and how did you overcome them?
Right. So before I started your program, I wanted to, before I even knew it existed, I used many free tracks online, or I tried to use just nothing, just try to do it like I used to before when I was successful at getting out of body. I realized it doesn't work like that. So it is similar to physical training in my book. So when we are proper into our exercise regime, our muscles get bigger, our whatever we're trying to learn, our movements and positions get better every day. But if we stop for a few years, although we have muscle memory to an extent, we won't be able to lift as many weights or play tennis as swiftly as we used to before. It just doesn't work like that because our body needs time to adjust and get back into it. Now coming back to your question, why I stopped? I don't know. I never intended to just stop. I always was telling myself tomorrow, 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 and that tomorrow took about 4 years.
It wasn't why you stopped. It was how what difficulties you encountered when you tried to learn it again on your on your journey of learning it again and starting to get out of the body again. What difficulties did you encounter, and how did you overcome them?
Right. So my main difficulty was just not being successful, and I tried using nothing. I tried what I used before, and it didn't work. And I tried it again and again and again, and it didn't work. Mm-hmm. And how I overcame this? Well, first of all, I came across your program. So watching the videos provides such a strong motivation to just keep trying again.
Yeah.
And I just started getting back into it again. So I started reading sources as I used to before. So kind of training my body to get in the zone again. And not just your videos, I started reading different other sources, which you mentioned as well.
Different books, yeah, just to get yourself inspired and motivated and get your mind focused on this world, this other world that you wanted to focus on. Because I think a lot of times people get so distracted into the physical world. Of course, there's so much happening. There's so much entertainment. You open your phone and there's like 50 messages, and there's apps and photos, and there's so many things that you get bombarded with with your mind. Your mind gets bombarded with so much information. So then taking that responsibility and moving away from some of that and focusing on what you actually wanted to do. You started reading books and these things to get yourself more into that headspace. And then with the program, it was moving you forward in the right direction.
Yes, and I would say, as much as people make a lot of jokes about 2020, I would say it was a special year in some ways, because it was a year of quieting down for most people, and that meant we focused, a lot of us, even if we didn't do out of body, we focused a lot on ourselves, on our thoughts, on our internal world. So
true.
That focus that was a way for me to progress.
Yeah.
So even in the waking world, when walking around, I started seeing things and started feeling links. Or whenever I tried to find an answer for something, it just appeared in front of me in a physical world. I think these things happen to us all the time, but if we don't focus on them, we don't notice them. So
That's true. Yeah.
that's this focus is definitely. I lost it for a few years. Now I regained it, so I'm very grateful.
That's good. So you're now planning to keep a consistent practice and be on it, be on the practice, and keep growing and keep expanding and keep getting further and further with your practice. Is that your goal now?
Yes, definitely. And one of the reasons is that it's so life enriching. So even if we don't have a specific goal, just being open to whatever is going to teach us or show us, it's just life enriching, just like traveling or any other experience in life.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Very true. You can allow your higher self to take you to places that you're supposed to learn from, because a lot of times we have our own wishes.
Sorry.
No worries. A lot of times we have our own kind of desires, like we want to speak to a spirit guide, we want to visit Egypt, or we want to go to, I don't know, to have a specific heaven or something. We have a kind of a list of things that we want to do, and that's really cool. And it's interesting and fun that you can control it in that way. You can decide where you want to go. But then at some point, you will also feel like, okay, now maybe I don't know what is best for me. My ego doesn't know what is best for me. Maybe I'm just going to let my higher self take control over my experiences, or God, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And when you then get out of body, you just kind of have that intention that, okay, take me to wherever I need to go. Take me to expand my consciousness in the best way, or take me to a place where I can heal or grow, and then that can just you can then have experiences that will just will take you somewhere you have no idea where you're going, but it can be a very useful and impactful thing for you, which you didn't maybe even know that you needed, but you did, because your higher self would know better than you do.
Yeah, it's
And
definitely so beneficial.
yeah.
And also, your tracks, in my opinion, solve two issues with out of body. So that's the way I see it.
My
So
soundtracks, yeah.
the soundtracks and the whole program. So the first issue is for people who've never gone out of body, I think they're asking themselves, is it actually possible? Is it real? And once you've tried, especially your semi-indirect soundtrack, it gives you a definite yes, it's possible and it's real. And then the second kind of problem area for me was once you've done it in the past and you're struggling to get back into it. And that creates frustration. So it's not lack of belief, it's frustration. I can't do this anymore. I don't know why. Oh, let's just forget about it. So again, having someone guiding you, motivating you, asking you to do your journals every day,
Yeah.
that strong motivation definitely has an impact on believing that, yes, forget your frustration, you will get there, because it's so worth it. It's strong motivation and openness to a completely different experience. Like you said, visiting other countries, meeting other interesting people, all of that, it makes our life so abundant. And this is just one of those experiences. That's why I think it's
Yeah. Yeah, definitely adds a lot of magic to life. That's for sure. That makes everything so much more colorful and interesting and inspiring, when you understand that there's so much more out there to experience and understand. One of my students was comparing it to a hotel room. Most people live in a hotel room, and they think that that room is everything. That's the world. But when you learn about astral projection, you understand that, physical reality is just one room. It's just one hotel room, and there are countless other hotel rooms outside of my hotel room that I can visit, that I can learn from, that I can get a perspective on. What is a hotel You know, that's my room there, but what is the hotel? What is outside of the hotel? What's going on? And that kind of mind expanding experiences, I think it really puts your physical life in an interesting perspective and gets you that sort of zoomed out view of your life here and life in general. And yeah, it really brings back the magic. That's what I really feel strongly. And it's good to see that you're back in the practice again, and you know your astral muscles are now back into place, and you start having regular experiences again. It's great. So I guess yeah. Do you have any more things that you would like to share, or maybe you can share with us who you would recommend this program to, for example? Who do you think is the right person for this?
I would recommend this to definitely to everyone who was frustrated either because they've never gone out of body and they are maybe doubting the whole process or questioning themselves whether it's actually real, or other people who had experiences, maybe they're making this up.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely for those kind of people, because your program is very effective in getting people out of body for the first time. So amazing for first timers and proves that magic is real in a way. And also for people like me who had experiences before, then they drifted away and they maybe needed a bit of motivation, someone to bring you back into the flow of things.
Yeah.
And it can happen.
Right.
So it's not just about the techniques, but it's the whole program.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, because I've seen that pattern as well. That the people that come to me that are completely new to this, that's never had any experiences in the past, or has never had any experiences, any spiritual experiences or non-physical experience, nothing. They're starting at zero, let's say. Those people, they come into the program and there's a lot of new information. It's very interesting for them, and they are then going from being someone that's never had an experience to being someone that learns how to have the experiences and have them on a consistent basis. So they get from there to where they want to go. But then there's people that have had experiences in the past, and they don't come in at zero. They come in at like maybe step 3 or 4 or something. And those people, when they go through the program, they then get accelerated so much more, and they get to the point where they have very powerful experiences. So they start to have regular experiences, of course, but also very much more vivid and clear experiences. And I even have some people that are seeing things without even being in the astral projection state. They have visions daytime. They can sit in their living room, watch TV, and start seeing like there's something that's appearing next to them, and they can focus on it, and a portal would be opening up that they can start seeing and exploring while being consciously in the body at the same time. And they have this like parallel vision and stuff like that. These kind of things has happened. And it's very interesting to see how a lot of people are really gifted with different gifts, but they're dormant, or they haven't been activating them. And then by going through the program, it's so nice to see how people are able to activate their gifts to really get to where they're supposed to be, where to have those gifts activated in this lifetime as they were supposed to have. And for me, it's nice to be a part of that, to see that transformation. And that makes me happy with what I do. And so
definitely.
So great. Well, it's been a great interview. Great talking to you, and I'm looking forward to hear more about your experiences in the future.